An age-old question, Boba or Jango? It's a question that does divide a fair few people in the Star Wars community, but it's a question that's definitely worth addressing and sharing an opinion on. Two famous bounty hunters that have a lot of respect next to their name and are arguably some of the most recognizable faces in the Star Wars franchise. So, out of the pair, who is the superior bounty hunter and reigns supreme? Well, let's find out. Before I go ahead, make sure you go over to my Twitter @BrainPilot_ and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. So without further ado, I'm BrainPilot and here is Boba Fett vs Jango Fett, who is more powerful. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers, so watch with caution. Weapons. The first round I'm going to start on are the weapons. In terms of the weapons, the blasters that they hold are extremely recognizable and make up a key part of the character. We see Jango for the majority of his screen time carry two Westar 34 pistols that were designed and built with DeLorean alloy, meaning that they can continually fire and raise their temperature to a level where it could melt ordinary blasters. The pistols are specifically used for close to mid-range combat, and that is where we tend to see them being utilized in the movie. We also see him utilize his flame projector and the jetpack that he's skilled at flying with. So he carries a wide array of weapons, so he's well equipped for multiple different scenarios. With regards to Boba, I personally would say that we see an upgraded version of Jango's loadout. Boba tends to hold a flame projector, wrist rockets, a dart launcher, his sonic beam weapon, and most famously his EE-3 blaster rifle, which has a range of 750 meters. Whilst that was specifically used for long-range combat, he would switch to a different weapon for short range. But the speed in which he could do so didn't compromise his safety. And for that reason, I would say that Boba wins this round. He carries a stronger loadout than Jango. Armor. Jango Fett and Boba Fett upon first look are extremely similar when you look at the armory that they hold upon themselves. They each wear the iconic Mandalorian helmet and have a specific standout color imprinted on the armor. We know Jango for the deep blue and Boba for the green. The initial way one would tell the two apart at a glance. When comparing the strength of both of their armors, we have Jango who has his armor made out of Dura steel, which does serve him well throughout the entirety of the combat that he gets into, and also off-screen giving him the confidence to take on Jedi fully equipped with lightsabers and killing 6 of them in hand-to-hand combat. In Attack of the Clones, we see him get trampled countless number of times, and still get up without any issues whatsoever, highlighting the strength and protection it allows him to have. However, Boba, on the other hand, has his armor made from Duraplast, which is a stronger material and, as we see on multiple occasions, allows him to walk directly into crossfire, and it doesn't even bother him in the slightest. When he falls into the Sarlacc pit, his armor was one of the main reasons that he was able to survive, because it wasn't able to break through it, kill him, and digest the armor. His armor is the reason he's still alive. He's been in as deadly of situations as Jango and managed to come out better than him. In terms of armor, I think it's safe to say that Boba wins this round too. Battle strength. The strength and power of the pair is where it becomes quite difficult to compare because they're relatively evenly matched. We've got Jango, who was known and entrusted by Count Dooku, and we've got Boba, who is arguably the most famous bounty hunter in the entire galaxy, and was trusted by Lord Vader himself. We see in the movies Jango going up against Obi-Wan Kenobi and holding his own, showcasing his close contact combat skills and also showcasing his weaponry. He held his own in a one-on-one versus Obi-Wan, and they fought right up until the point where he had to evade. We ultimately see the downfall of Jango in Attack of the Clones, where he loses a battle against Mace Windu and gets his hand chopped off and his head too. This is after a formidable attempt in the arena though. With regards to Boba, we see him as one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy, and has had more enemies over the years that he was active. Although no Jedi murders to his name, I believe he's fought far more opponents than Jango over the years, which would have had different backgrounds and strengths. He's taken on the most dangerous of bounties and risks his life in the process. Due to the different types of bounties that he's had to go after, he would have had to have acquired a slightly different skill set and learn more in the process. I would say that Boba wins this round out of the pair. Respectable demise. We have a beheading, or your jetpack being hit and flying into a Sarlacc pit. When I rewatched the final scenes in the movies for the pair, we see Jango amongst all of the chaos, taking on beasts and getting in close range with Mace Windu, ultimately leading to his defeat. He put up a strong fight in the final scene and showed bravery and commitment to the task he'd been set out to do. He paid the ultimate sacrifice. His equipment didn't let him down. He was just outfought by a stronger opponent. With regards to Boba, I feel we see the opposite. We see him not really paying attention to what's going on in his immediate surrounding environment. He only has his eye on the prize. This then leads to Han hitting his jetpack and flying him into the direction of the Sarlacc pit, leading him to be consumed. It's not the most respectable way to go, especially with a man of his level and status. I believe Jango went in the most respectable way possible and gave all that he possibly could in that moment in terms of skill, focus, and determination. Jango wins this round. Fan respect. In terms of the popularity of the bounty hunter that gets more respect amongst the fans and has made more of an impact, I think it's safe to say that Boba is the one who reigns supreme. With a character that only has 4 lines worth of script, 27 words, and 6 minutes and 32 seconds of screen time, to make the impact that he did, and for him now to have his own standalone spin-off show on Disney+, it's hard to not give it to that character. Jango is a character that we didn't really get to see that much of. We saw on 2 occasions where he showcased his skills, and to be honest, when we did get to see them, they were impressive to watch and made for great viewing. I wish we could have seen more, to be honest, but it didn't make as much of an impact as what his clone did. This means Boba wins this round. Overall, I would say that out of the 2 most famous bounty hunters in the galaxy, the clone of Jango, Boba, is the most superior of the 2 in my opinion. If they were to face off against each other, both would be extremely close, but I would say Boba's more powerful armor, well-equipped weaponry, and the fact that he would have a more diverse fighting background would work in his favor more. Boba is the more superior bounty hunter. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.